Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team completes the fourth biggest comeback in program history as you erase a 15-point deficit here at San Francisco to score a 69-63 win. Pick up your second win on the start of the 2022-23 season. Just opening comments, and what do you think about your team's effort, especially in the second half, erasing that deficit?
Well, I just thought it was a gritty performance in the second half. I mean, credit to San Francisco, Molly and her staff. Just a hard team to play, hard team to prepare for. We weren't quite ready for their speed and physicality, and just, you know, they kind of put five scores on every spot on the floor. And with a bigger lineup, we didn't take advantage of our advantages, and they took advantage of us. So had to regroup, and it was really good to see our team respond the way that they did. I thought it was a pretty dominating second half for us. So, you know, good and bad. We'll have a lot of film work. We'll have a lot of issues that we can clean up, I think. But, you know, this is why you play these teams and go on the road and play different styles so that you're prepared for things that are going to happen later in the season.
Coach, talk a little bit about Charlize. 10 points in the first half, 26 in the second half. I mean, you talked about it needing to be more balanced, but sometimes you just got to let your horses run, right?
You know, I didn't know what she was thinking in the first half, because she really was just like, I'll save us. And you know, we've got to, again, that happens sometimes when our 5 is out with foul trouble, and then our 4 got out with foul trouble. And it just we looked shaky at other spots and shooting the ball, and I think she's just not shaky. She didn't make very many shots in the first half, but she wanted the ball in her hands, and that shows a lot about who she is. What she did defensively the entire game, and then how she responded in the second half and made so many plays. Again, her growth, her development is huge. I think her shot's going to fix itself. I think it's a lot better than sometimes it shows, but I'm really excited about just how tough she is, how she leads, and she's just relentless because she stayed on the floor and guarded their best player and held her down in check.
You talked a little bit in the preseason about, you know, figuring out things without Crystal. You're 2 games in. What have you learned, and what do you need to see as you guys continue through non-conference and head towards conference play?
Well, I think AT's really given us a lift off the bench. Grace is a good counter to needing players to play more minutes in the guard game. I think we'll play more people as the season goes on. This game just put us in a hole so bad. But I think we don't have a true point guard on the floor totally at the start of a game, but, you know, AT's playing a huge amount of minutes for us. I think really we just have to have more balance. You know, we didn't have a lot of balance tonight, and that's still what I'm looking for. And I think we can get that from Tara Wallach. I think we can get that from AT. I think we can get that from Ula. I mean, we've got a lot of weapons that I think we can get more balance from. Again, it's a nice problem to have Charlize that can save the day sometimes, but I think it's still a work in progress for filling the hole that Crystal left.
And then, Coach, talk about Bella Maracatete's performance in the second half. She was a huge component in that comeback victory. She ends up with 16 points, 7 rebounds. She was in foul trouble in the first half, didn't really get onto the court that much. Just talk about her, and just what's that say about her growth and development that she's able to correct herself and have that strong performance?
Well, she's pouting right now, and she's mad at me, and she thinks I don't trust her to play with 2 fouls, and we're going to have a discussion about that on the way home. She's that important. I mean, I couldn't afford to let her get a 3rd foul and not let her play aggressively to shrink the game. You know, it worked out okay. We didn't lose the game for holding her back. Maybe there would have been a time to put her back in, but thought there was enough game left to let her sit. And I don't mind her stewing a little bit, and maybe that helps her not get into foul trouble early in the games in the future. But, you know, just a talent. Her, you know, she's competitive. She wants to be good for us. She knows she's got some things to work on, physicality and creating some presence for us. But she's the one that led us with the plus minus at 16. I mean, we're just a different team when she's on the floor. She's that important that we've got to find ways to save her and make sure she's fresh and that she's in there at the end of the game. And, you know, I'm proud of her for how she played that second half.
And last question, we have Jamie Vinnick from KookFan.com text in a question. He's just curious, are there even less words now to describe Charlize after she scored a career high today?
Yeah, I didn't even tell the team that she scored a career high. I don't know. I just, you know, she just has no quit in her. She has no off button, you know, and to play the entire game, to handle the ball, to play in the post, to guard Kamie, to catch a lot of mistakes that we made, to hold the team together when people weren't quite shooting the ball well, even when she wasn't. Just her confidence, her grit, her toughness. She just is a playmaker, and she's a leader. And no, there's no more words. She's just, again, you just want her in the foxhole with you. She just will not give in, and there's always a chance to win the game when she's on the floor.
Awesome. Coach, congratulations on the win. We will talk to you on Sunday when we get back up to Pullman to play Prairie View A&M. Until then, go Cougs.
Let's go get people out for the game against Prairie View. Thanks a lot. Go Cougs.